I wanted to give you a heads up because I got a bill today for that Lincoln Way culvert rehabilitation project. Indiana Reline is a contractor. They finished that work last week, and I just wanted to, I got some pictures, some that they took, some that I took.
Oh, this is the one where you put the stuff in you lined the.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
So this is a before, and you can see these stones laying in the bottom of the structure that had fallen out from the side. And this is actually a small void. There's a much larger one on the other end where the stones have fallen all the way across, and that's just been progressively getting worse. It's one of those things where I really would have liked to have done this sooner. Now this is kind of hard to spatialize.
Jesus is too, isn't it?
It's actually these stones and they're in the back of this hole are actually like a second layer. The first layer of cut limestone is essentially gone. What they did first was, well, first they come in and cleaned all the loose stuff out. Then they come in and formed up and poured concrete. This is the small void, and here's the large void, and you can see where they put a heavy gauge mesh.
How thick is that material?
The mesh?
No, the actual formed cement that they have.
Oh, on that patch there.
Yeah.
That large patch, one was 7 yards of concrete, 7 cubic yards. They used 10 cubic yards altogether of concrete filling in these voids. Then what they did was, well, they filled the voids with the concrete and they put up the reinforcing. There's not a scale there, but that is, it's a 6 by 6 gauge.
Oh, okay.
By 4 by 4 inch mesh. That's heavy. That's heavy stuff. And they put that all the way from the bottom of the arch down, wrapped it at the bottom. I don't know if you can see that very well. Probably.
Yeah.
You can see it real well right here.
Oh yeah.
So they made kind of a U shape with the reinforcing.
It's better to see if you want to slide it there. It's better to see.
Then they come in, that's an in-process view. This is where it's dark, is where they have sprayed. They've got this, they take 8,000 PSI grout, and they've got this little spinner thing that sprays that grout, and they just slowly pull it through the structure, and it coats every surface. And then the completed structure is here. You can see where it's kind of, it looks like it's bulged, but that's just because it's heavier. Because the structure itself is 6 foot wide and 10 foot tall, the surfaces that are closest to the sprayer are going to got a heavier coating. But there's a minimum of 1 inch on the top, 3 inches on the bottom, and there's probably 4 or 5 inches here on the sides. But
are we looking at water?
that is water. This is after it was
How
done.
did they manage? How they dam it?
Sandbags, and they used a pump.
What was it an issue? We didn't
See
flood
this,
anybody.
this here?
Yeah.
That was the last thing they did was patch that. They had a 2-inch PVC pipe running the whole length that they run water through as long as they could keep
I
up.
see. They would take it from one side, pump it over to the. Oh, okay. So we
But
didn't.
there was a time when they were using a 6-inch pump. Of course, right after they showed up, we got 1 inch of rain.
Of course, yeah.
And then we got
sure.
snow, and then it melted, and what should have been about a week or week and a half project ended up taking about 3 because of the weather. But
That's a beautiful project.
it turned out pretty neat.
It is.
Considering what we started with, it should last for a long time. Now those guys said 100 years. I mean, if it lasts 100 years, I'll be long gone. But
Can't bother any of us.
I'll be
sure
tickled. I'll be tickled. So when you see that claim, that's a big claim next week or in 2 weeks. So I just wanted to show you that, and then
Where was that at again, Brandon?
That was on Lincoln Way East, about halfway between 400 East and 500 East.
Okay.
And we had looked at other options too, for those that haven't heard. I mean, it was 200 to 250,000 to put a new metal culvert in there, because there were numerous utilities on both sides. The structure itself is 23 feet deep, and those utilities, once they started working down, would have been in the way, and force mains, 10-inch water, fiber optic. So this was actually the cheapest option, and hopefully the best.
Great.
And then on that SDI railroad thing, I sent an email to NDOT about the funding, haven't heard back from them on that, so that's all I have.
Okay.
Thank you, Brandon.
Yep,
Appreciate
thank you.
Do we have anything from the public?